I promised all of you that me and Josh would write our perfect 12 for 12 Angry Men. Just to clarify, Josh has gone down the route of literally picking an actor for every role in the old film, whereas I've picked 12 actors who I think could make a good adaptation of 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
But the two main characters in 12 Angry Men, I have gone for them with two actors in mind as well.
Yeah, you've given like Henry Fonda a character and you've given Lee J. Cobb a
Yeah,
character.
basically, but no one else. Like the rest can just sort of create
Chop and
characters.
change, yeah.
So,
okay, for juror number 1 in the film, he's a relatively average guy. He's just well collected sort of type guy. And for my juror number 1, who is the foreman, I've had Miles Teller as mine. I picture him with glasses as maybe in his 30s, sort of like early 30s. I think he could do well as a level-headed, but has that extra to him to get turned around. I think Miles Teller would sell that really well.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, obviously, again, I'm not doing Juror 1. I'm just doing my first. My first choice is Michael Caine. But yeah, the reason I picked Michael Caine is because I think with a film like this, they would be looking for like age difference.
Yeah.
And Michael Caine is sort of like, he's obviously old, but what he does so well is that he's such a good actor, but he makes people better actors as well. Like, if you do a scene with Michael Caine, he will make you look better, and that's what I like about him. And he can do it with all 11 other people in the room, and that's what he actually does really well. So yeah, he is my first choice.
Fair enough. For my juror number 2, who is kind of like a weak character, like he is sort of flip-flops and things like that. He's a bit susceptible to persuasion from the other more bullish characters. So, and I've put in Elijah Wood, shaved head Elijah Wood, slightly younger looking in my mind.
Not
like,
Sin City.
Not Sin City Elijah Wood. More Eternal Sunshine Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
That one.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would work perfectly for that. Like because him, especially when he does his soft voice, like he can, like be taken that way.
Yeah. My second choice is Steve Carell, because I think a film like this, a film nowadays, they always need a hint of comedy, and Steve Carell would be the one to give it. But I would want to see him not as serious as Foxcatcher, but like obviously we watched the trailer for The Big Short, didn't we?
Yeah.
And Steve Carell looks serious, but at the same time comical, like a light dramatic actor. And I think that's what I'd want from him. Like I think he's got the acting chops. He's proved that he's got the acting chops to like hold a film. And I think with the right cast around him, he could do really well. So yeah, that's my second pick, Steve Carell.
Definitely. Right, I'm on to Lee J. Cobb's character now. Juror number 3, who is like the bullish, very proud, like is very set in his ways kind of guy who is just against it all. And I had a lot of contenders for this. I had people like Ron Perlman. I had Jeff Daniels as another thought. But I actually decided to go with someone who I think has... not that those two actors don't, but someone who has a proper character behind them and I think could sway people, especially after watching Whiplash, which is J.K. Simmons. I think he would be incredible as just like that one dick who you just cannot move, and then has a bit of emotion towards the end.
I'll tell you what, I'll do my Lee J. Cobb one now then.
Yeah.
It's J.K. Simmons.
Yes! Oh, I'm so happy about
Literally for the exact same reason.
Fucking yeah.
That is my Lee J. Cobb.
Just to let you know, me and Cory have not shown each other our lists. Like we've been very secretive about which ones we have. So that is literally complete coincidence. Clearly, J.K. Simmons is the best man for the role.
Yeah. I won't say anything else. You've said it all for me.
Perfect. Fair enough. Juror number 4 is kind of like analytical. He's very just knows what he's talking about. He's very proper and is all about the facts and figures. So I picked Toby Jones, who, if you don't know him, you'll probably know him as Arnim Zola from the Captain America films. He's pretty small, has glasses, very analytical person, and I think he would just portray that role very well. And because he's not, I think he's not really seen as a good or a bad character. He's just he's very in the middle, like very just like I say, he's very analytical, and that's my pick for juror number 4.
Yeah, I like that. I think Toby Jones is a good actor. It's actually funny. The guy played Truman Capote in a different film the same year as Philip Seymour Hoffman played Capote. Yeah, and won an Oscar for it. But yeah, tangents. My next pick is Josh probably saw this coming. It's Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Because in the same way, well, I won't mention his name just in case he's in your cast, but Josh has an actor that he thinks is really underrated and he loves, and Jeffrey Wright is exactly the same with me. I think he's good supporting. I think he has the potential to carry a film on his own, and in a big cast, he could hold himself easily, and I love him, and I think he'd do really well in a film like this.
He's a very solid underrated actor.
Yeah, he is.
I really enjoy him. Fair enough. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Right, juror number 5 is like, he's kind of, in 12 Angry Men, he's like the guy from the slums, but like, because people in the film are like, oh, the slums are bad, and then he's like, well, I'm from the slums, sort of thing, and he knows like the whole switch knife and things like that, switchblade, sorry. And I think, especially after watching Two Faces of January, that Oscar Isaac would be perfect for this role. I think he has that sort of, like, he can look very professional, but I think he can play that sort of character that definitely has a past, sort of thing, and sort of knows the ins and outs of the like underworld type thing. And I just think he'd be perfect for that role. And I think he is also a very strong underrated actor, who is now getting a lot more because of things like he's really hitting the mark now, especially with Ex Machina, which you need to fucking watch. I bought it for you for your birthday. It's in my room. Bastard.
I will watch it.
But yeah,
I have 60 films in my room to watch. Just give me a chance.
I have like 120.
Right, just hear me out with this one.
Okay.
Because my idea of this was that we were writing like a modern remake rather than like a exact remake.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any reason, other than the fact that the movie's called 12 Angry Men, why there couldn't be women in it.
Oh no, yeah, fair have a woman in it.
So mine's Cate Blanchett.
Right.
Because, and the reason is, her and maybe Julianne Moore, we spoke about this couple of shows ago. I was just going to say, yeah, those two are the best actresses of their generation.
Yeah.
And Cate Blanchett, she can transform herself. Like, I've seen a couple of films like I'm Not There, where she plays Bob Dylan, and she is amazing. She can transform herself into any character. So it's not like just having a woman in the jury just because she's a woman. Like, you can do something with that character if Cate Blanchett is acting it. And I think I wanted to throw a curveball out there because I don't see any reason why she couldn't be in it. And I think out of most actresses, she could hold up against a group of men.
Yeah. Just to point this out there, I don't have any women in my cast because it is called 12 Angry Men. It's not like it's a conscious choice. It's just I was typecasting the character.
Yeah.
Apologies for being a sexist pig. I'm getting a middle finger from my producer. Great. But yeah, soz. Moving on. Juror number 6 in the film is sort of like the proud manual labour kind of like slightly lower class kind of guy. And for my pick, I have Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who I think would be just perfect for the role. I think he'd be perfect for the film because I don't think he's quite at that level where he like overshines anyone. But I think he's a very solid actor, especially in the right roles. And I think this would be a very good one because there's a lot of films where he plays like the good man sort of thing, and I think this is one of those ones where he could show that.
Yeah, see, I was Joseph Gordon-Levitt did run through my mind. I didn't pick him, otherwise I would say right now. But my next one is Tim Roth.
Yeah, fair.
Because we love him certainly from Tarantino films, and I think he's a great actor.
He's
Like,
underrated. He's not
he
used
is.
enough.
No, he's not at all. And again, I think the thing with this film is if you had such a cast where everyone was just so on the top of their game, Tim Roth could again hold his own against everyone.
Definitely.
Like, he is a really good actor, and I think he's not utilised enough. And he also has a certain quirkiness about him,
Yeah.
which you can do something with the character as well. That is all. Josh,
Grand.
next one, please.
My juror number 7 is like the salesman kind of guy. He's a bit comedic and things like that. He's fast talking and stuff. So my ideal character or actor, should I say, for this is none other than my favourite, the grand old Woody Harrelson, who I think would just be perfect as that kind of guy. Like, he could literally play the same character he does in Friends with Benefits with the Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis film, which is just, he's such a perfect character in that, and he could do it the same in this, and it would be great because he's just incredible. He is a bit of a chameleon as well, which I do enjoy.
My next one is someone. Well, I'll just say it because it's not really a mystery. Is Robert Downey Jr.
He was also. I also thought to use Robert Downey Jr. for my Woody Harrelson role.
You see, the thing is with Robert Downey Jr., everyone knows him as Iron Man, and like, but the guy has a great track record. And if you watch other films before Iron Man, you realise the guy can act. Like, the guy has.
Oh, definitely. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, he's a
Chaplin.
brilliant actor, and I mean, obviously, I guess real people like the Academy and film buffs don't take Marvel all that seriously in terms of performances and whatnot. But
No.
I think Downey Jr. really, if you watch anything other than Iron Man, because I think he's getting a bit sick of Iron Man, so he doesn't.
Yeah.
I think anything before that or anything he's been in that's not Marvel, I think you can really appreciate how good he is. So yeah, that's why I picked him.
My next pick is actually the Henry Fonda character.
Oh no, I wanted to do that one last, man.
Do you want me to save that one? I can save that one. I don't mind.
Okay, say it. I'll just do mine. I'll do mine as well.
No, we'll save it. Right. Well, we did Lee J. Cobb.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Come on.
Right, do it now. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this one will surprise you quite a bit.
We might have the same again.
No, believe me, we will
Okay.
not have the same person. My Henry Fonda pick is someone who I think is incredibly underrated, and I just don't think he's used well enough. I think he's, like, when he gets his chance to shine, he really does. And yeah, he was incredible in Serenity. It's not Nathan Fillion. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor, who I think is one of the best genuinely one of the best actors at the moment. He's actually going to be in Doctor Strange coming up, but he is incredible, and I think his moral compass characters are incredible, and I think he would do so well as Henry Fonda's character.
Yeah, I was not expecting that,
Yeah.
actually. No, I like that choice, actually. It's really good. Yeah, I'll do my Henry Fonda character, seeing as I did it. I picked Steve Jobs himself, Michael Fassbender,
He was on the cards.
because in terms of the most exciting actors around his age, he's just the best. Like, the guy, he's proved time and time again that he can act,
Yeah.
and he can do it and outshine any actor. It's just the beauty of Fassbender. And in a room with 11 other amazing actors, he could carry that and be the lead, and he could do it. I think he could do it easily. I think he just worked
definitely.
perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. I will not
Yeah.
dispute that. He is incredible. Juror number 9 in the film is like the older man who, I think he's the first to turn. I believe he's the first.
Yeah,
to
he
turn.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of which, he's been mentioned on the show already today. Alan Arkin, I think,
Good shout.
because he's such a strong actor, and he's like, I think he's at that age where he could play this character, and he could be swayed and understand why he's been swayed. Like, it's not a weak thing. He's not a weak character. He sees Henry Fonda's character's point of view, and he's like, I completely agree. I understand. And he goes with it, and he sticks to his ground. And I think Alan Arkin would be great at doing that. And he could also interject some like comedic points because he has that ability.
Yeah. Again, Alan Arkin did run through my mind as well.
Yeah.
The next one I'm picking is Ed Harris.
Yeah. Fair.
Because obviously I'm not doing it for the same reason like the other character one.
No,
but
yeah, I know.
the thing with Ed Harris is, again, he's a really good supporting actor.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Jim Carrey and Truman Show, but Ed Harris brought the best out in him. Like they're like sort of how they work together. I know they didn't talk until the end, but I think that is probably Ed Harris's best performance. And I think as a supporting character, I don't think there's many actors as good and as solid as Ed Harris. He gets a bit overlooked in films as well because of that, because he is supporting. But again, he's in Glengarry Glen Ross, and he's just as good as Al Pacino in that. I think he could hold his own against all of them. It's all. I think the thing with this is it's all about how the actors can bounce off each other and how they work well together. And I think Ed Harris can. I think he's proved again and again that he can work with major stars and not try and take too much away from them without being outshone at the same time.
I really enjoy Ed Harris. I think he's incredible.
I think he's a great actor.
My juror number 10 was actually the first person I picked and was like dead set that this character would be played by this actor. The character is like the slightly older. I say slightly older. He's old. He's not like the Alan Arkin one. He's probably about the same. He's probably older than
the racist one.
Yeah, like the bigger, like set in his ways, old man sort of thing. And because of Warrior, I've put Nick Nolte down, who I think would be incredible in that role because he can add so much character depth to that role that I think would go really well. Essentially, I think Nick Nolte is great.
I can see him being good for that character. I mean, Nick Nolte's not my favourite actor, but he would be good for that character. My next person is Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Gary Oldman can be in any film because he's such a chameleon.
I was going to pick Gary Oldman for Henry Fonda, and then I thought I
thought that as well. Yeah,
and then I thought I kind of see that as him being Commissioner Gordon a little bit though. And I was like, but the guy is probably. I still think he's probably one of the best actors around.
Yeah,
and he could be Lee J. Cobb's character as well. Like he could put his own spin on it, and he could do whatever he wants. But he could, and he was then my Lee J. Cobb character. And then I thought, no, I don't want it. I just want him there.
Yeah,
and like he can do anything. The guy is such a good actor. He could be any
of the characters.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, it's Gary Oldman, man. He had to be in it. I'm sorry, but the guy's awesome.
Juror number 11 in the film is the European, and I could just say Christoph Waltz.
yeah.
I should say Christoph Waltz. I could say Michael Fassbender because he's part German and speaks it fluently. I'm tempted, but I think I'll stick with Christoph Waltz.
So Christoph Waltz ran through my mind as well.
I think like he would just when you need a bit of European, Christoph Waltz is your guy.
Yeah, he is. My next one. My next one is James Spader, because the guy is. I'll start by saying his voice. He's got like the best voice in Hollywood at the moment, but he's the only actor who, when he acts, he's so mysterious when he acts. If that makes sense, like just the way his whole persona is just really like mysterious, and every time you watch him in a film, you think, I've not quite figured this character out. It doesn't matter even if you have. It's just the way James Spader sells it. You just, I think he's a really good actor, and I think it'd be good for him to be in a film like this with a cast like this to prove what he can do. Like he has proved what he can do, but I think it'd be really good for him because he's not quite. I mean, he has broke out. Obviously, he was in Age of Ultron. But he's not quite became just a standard movie star, movie after movie after movie. He dips in from TV to film to TV to film. And I think this could be his sort of film that you just realise and think he's a solid actor. Because he is honestly one of my favourite actors. Just because it's just the way he acts, and I think he's just so talented. That is my next pick. And I love James Spader.
Juror number 12, this is the last one for me. You've got your last one afterwards.
Yeah.
Juror number 12 is sort of like the ad man. He's like, he's not really as strong-willed as a lot of the other characters, but he's kind of passive, and he'll speak up and then be put in his place, sort of thing. And I had a few kind of guys for this. I had Kyle Chandler, who, if you don't know him, you might know him from the TV show Friday Night Lights, or the TV show version of that. I think he's a strong actor, and he actually looks like the guy who plays it originally. But I think he could play that role quite well. And I actually, even though I said it wasn't him earlier, I've landed with Nathan Fillion as that kind of role, because I think he can be that sort of clueless kind of character who can be so set on something, and then one sentence and he can flip to another. And I can't remember quite rightly, but I believe in the film the character actually switches more than once on which side he's on.
Someone does that.
Yeah.
It might be his character.
I think so. But either way, Nathan Fillion would be great, because he's not used enough. Let's face it, he's so good. And he's
He
just
is
not
a good
used
actor.
Because I mean, admittedly, all his time's taken up with TV shows at the moment and things like that. But he is a very good actor, and he's one for the fanboys, you know.
Fanboys. My last pick is another sort of. I mean, you can do both. You can be a lead actor, you can be supporting. But I went with Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I had him on my list.
Yeah.
My original first list.
Yeah, there's not much to say about him other than the fact that he's another great actor. Like, he's just. I mean, I wouldn't say underrated is the wrong word, because I know he has said that he prefers being in supporting roles. I mean, it might be his own choice, but yeah, he's just proved time and time again that he can support and he can lead. So I think he'd just be a good part of the mixture. Yeah, that is my last pick.
So to recap, mine are Miles Teller, Elijah Wood, J.K. Simmons, Toby Jones, Oscar Isaac, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Woody Harrelson, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Alan Arkin, Nick Nolte, Christoph Waltz, and Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, and my 12 angry men are
11 angry men and one woman.
Yeah, but that ruined the title. So no. Michael Caine, Steve Carell, Jeffrey Wright, Cate Blanchett, Tim Roth, Robert Downey Jr., Ed Harris, Gary Oldman, James Spader, J.K. Simmons, Paul Giamatti, and Michael Fassbender.
Grand.
Love
it.
So just, I mean, you're welcome to choose who you prefer. Personally, it's mine, but you know.
Clearly mine.
But yeah, anyone else you think should be in a remake of 12 Angry Men, let us know.
Yeah. I'd really actually like to see what people think.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I've seen what it's like some other people's dreamcasts of things. I've not agreed with like any of them.
Yeah.
There's been like one person per list that I've gone, yeah, all right.
Again, probably like in the next couple of days, me and Josh will just come up to each other and just say, you know who I should have put in there.
Yeah, I know.
But oh well.